Okay, in this video, we're going to take a look at how to create Booksnaps using Google Slides and a PDF file of the textbook. So what we have right here is actually an example of a Booksnap made right here with Google Slides. So if you don't know what a Booksnap is, Booksnaps can be done with Snapchat. So if you have Snapchat on your phone and the Google Drive app, you could then do exactly what I've done here with Snapchat. If you save it to Drive, you can then input it into the slides for your book snap. So in this kind of activity, you're going to be given a Google Slides presentation with some information on the left. So right here it tells you the topic and page in the book where you can find this topic, and a hashtag to kind of give you some context to help you know what to look for. So in this case, we're talking about the motives of imperialism, and it's page 388, 389 in our textbook. And we put here hashtag President Snow. So if you are a fan of the Hunger Games, President Snow was the kind of dictator of Panem, and he kind of saw the other districts as serving him. They existed to serve him. He got what he needed for the capital from each district. So that's kind of the way that we were taking a look here at some of the ways and reasons why European powers would go around the world conquering new lands and weaker peoples and taking what they have. So in this case here, what you're going to do, you're going to be doing a book snap where you're going to find something that sticks out, that resonates with you when you read. You don't have to read it word for word, but find something that kind of jumps off the page at you. And you circle it using a drawing tool, which I'll demonstrate in a second. Use the text tool to make a statement about what you learned from what you've learned about this topic. And then you're going to add these little sticker emojis to kind of back up and support what you've written. So in this case here, I circled the part here that says the Industrial Revolution created the needs and desires that spurred overseas expansion. Manufacturers wanted access to natural resources such as rubber, petroleum, manganese for steel, and palm oil for machinery. So I wrote here that factories need resources, so European powers stole them. So in this case, it lists some of the resources that these factories back in Europe needed. So I put the thinking emoji here because this is making me think, like, really, let's see how did they get those resources? And for a lot of people, they would read into this and say, you know what, they use their power and might in military to kind of take those resources, almost steal them from the people who had them. So that's why I also, because I put stole them, I'm making this claim here that they were almost taken or stolen. I put the little burglar emoji on there to back up what I've circled and what I've written. So let's go and take a look how we make a slide like this. So if we click on the next slide, we're going to be looking at looking for the topic spread of imperial rule on page 390, and the hashtag that kind of help you focus your thinking here is hashtag Braun Strowman. If you don't know who that is, he's a WWE wrestler. He's about 6'8", 385 pounds, and a total beast, and he just dominates his opponents and really bullies them around. So think of that. We talk about the spread of imperial rule. So what you would do, you would click over here to the text, and we're going to scroll down and talk about the spread of imperial rule. So it starts right about here, and it goes to the next page to the end. So we're going to focus on from right here till it gets down on the next page to here. That's what we're going to kind of skim over and kind of try to find how it's spread. So what I'm going to do, I need to take a screenshot of the part that I think is important here. So to do so, you're going to hold down Control and Shift at the same time with your left hand, 2 fingers in your left hand to hold those 2 buttons. And then right above the number 6 is where you have the screenshot button. So after I hold it with 2 of my left fingers, holding Control Shift, and with one of my right fingers, I hit the screenshot button, which is right above the number 6. And it looks like this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a picture of this part of the page. And then when I see this right here, it knows that it's taking a picture of that part of the page. So I'm going to hit here, copy to clipboard. And then I'm going to go here. I'll do the 2-finger trick to right click and paste that image that I just screenshotted. There we have it. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. Here we go. Let's make sure it fits. There we go. That's better. So now that I have the picture from the text on here, I'm going to go to the draw button right here, hit the little drop down, click on scribble, and I'm going to circle the parts right here. And it doesn't, if it gets all tweaks and crooked, don't worry about that. Just do your best. It takes practice. And I'm going to scribble circle around this part of the paragraph. Okay, once I'm done here, I want to change the color of it. I like to have the color stick out a little bit, so I like to make it orange. It sticks out, so now you can see it's orange. And then what I'm going to do, I'm also going to click on the scribble again. If I click right here, I make the line thicker. I like to use 4 points. It's a little bit thicker there, so it stands out better. So there, I've added what I've noticed when I've read. Now I'm going to go to the text box right here, and anywhere above or below, it's up to you where you want to put it. I'm going to put it down here below. And to make it stand out in the background, I'm going to make sure my text is bold. Make it a little bit bigger, size 24. And then I want to change the color blue. I think it'll stick out a little bit better on the background if it's blue. So I'm going to make a statement here about what I read here. So what I've read, what I circled, it says superior technology, including riverboats and a telegraph, as well as improved medical knowledge, played a role. Quinine and other medicines helped Europeans survive deadly tropical diseases. And of course, advances in Maxim machine guns, repeating rifles, and steam-driven warships were very strong arguments in persuading Africans and Asians to accept Western control. In other words, if we focus on the last part there, talking about the guns and the weapons, that's really kind of what they used to kind of make the conquered peoples kind of just go ahead and go along with their rule, because they had no chance. The weapons, it wasn't even fair. It's like Braun Strowman, we see that in the hashtag, fighting against a much, much weaker opponent. So, for example, I'm going to type a little statement here about this. Okay, so Western weapons were put to the heads of natives. That's a good conclusion I can draw there. That pretty much they put a gun to their head. I'm going to center this as it looks better. There we go. And now I need to find some stickers, some pictures, or that are going to back up what I put here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a special search here to make sure I get a sticker. I'm going to put here guns, and I'm going to add PNG. PNG is what filters my search so I can find those transparent backgrounds that look like a sticker instead of having like a black or a white background in the back. It doesn't look very good on your Booksnap. So this is how you know that you have a PNG. So I'm going to click on one of the pictures. And if I see a white background behind the image, it's not a PNG, and I probably don't want it. So I'm going to try a different one. I'm going to look for a checkered background. If you see a little checkered background, then you've done it. This is going to look like a sticker now on my Booksnap. So I'm going to do the 2-finger trick to copy it. Come over here. I'm going to paste it. And make it a little bit smaller so it fits on my Booksnap. So there's one right there. I'm going to go back here again, and I'm going to look for a scared emoji, because from what we read, they use the guns to pretty much scare the natives into accepting their rule. Oops. Let's go back. Do the 2-finger trick. We're going to copy this emoji here and paste it. And bring it over here. And I'm actually going to add one more. I would say 3 is about a pretty good. Actually, I'm going to use this one, the crying one, because you imagine how sad those people must have been losing their land. So I'm going to keep looking until I find one. You see this checkered in the background. That's how I know it's the right one. I'm going to bring it over here. Oh, we have an error here. Let's try this one more time. Quick error. Here we go. and the sad one, sad face one. So not only scared, imagine how sad they must have been being forced to lose their land because the stronger people have a gun to their head and they know they can't do anything about it. So right here we have a book snap that goes with this topic from this page. It kind of goes in line with the hashtag, which I explained what it was. So we have the book snap. I circled the part of the text that I found interesting. I made a statement or a claim or an opinion, and I backed it up with the sticker emojis. If you have any questions, go ahead and send me a message on Google Hangouts or an email, or simply raise your hand.